Yo, what's good, everybody? It's the man, the myth, the legend, Ice Cool Boss, your source for all things NBA. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, and subscribe. It's a great day to be alive, and don't you dare drink and drive. It's not cool. Now, you may be wondering, who's this new YouTuber we gotta watch out for? Fresh, weekly content on the game we all love, basketball. Well,
allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ho. H to the O-V. I used to move snowflakes by the OZ. I guess even back then you can call me CEO of the ROC. Ho, fresh out the frying pan into the fire. I'll be the music biz #1 supplier. Fly it in a piece of paper.
let's get down to the video. The question that's been eating away at us all season long. Who will be the MVP? The NBA's most coveted prize that is gifted to the player who contributed the most to their team's success. Traditionally, the MVP goes to the best player on one of the best teams who plays at least 50 games. The only player to win NBA MVP without 50 games played was Karl Malone in 1998 to 1999. He averaged 24 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, an ungodly amount of elbows, and only 49 games played. This year, the MVP race has been exciting to watch. Let's have a look at the candidates. The MVP race will be a little different since LeBron James won't be in the discussion for the first time in years. I guess making movies in LA is more important to him now. Excellent players like Steph Curry and Kevin Durant aren't in the conversation this year, solely because there are so many great players on the team. It's hard to contribute the most to your team's success when you have to share the court with 5 All-Stars. Kawhi Leonard has proven great this year for the Toronto Raptors and has proven all his doubters wrong by having the best regular season performance of his career. However, he has missed too many games because of load management to be crowned the champion. Joel Embiid, who is arguably the best center in the NBA, has had a monster season with Philly, averaging 27.5 points, 13.5 rebounds, and 4 assists, averaging a career high in both points and rebounds. Philly can dump the ball to Embiid and let him feast. Embiid's offensive toolkit continues to grow, and a first-team All-NBA appearance is on the way. An MVP campaign is likely on the horizon in coming seasons. Unfortunately, Philly is sitting in 3rd in the East with a record that's not good enough to be contending for the MVP. MVPG, otherwise known as Paul George, was also in the conversation earlier on in the year as he went on a tear of 9 games before the All-Star break where he averaged 37.7 points and had back-to-back games with at least 45 points and 10 rebounds. After this, though, his production trailed off and he hasn't been the same MVP candidate that he once was earlier on in the year. Now that leaves us with only 2 viable options for the MVP this year. The Greek Freak versus the Beard. Last year, James Harden won MVP after getting snubbed the year before, and he's making a strong case for the MVP again this year. James Harden has had a phenomenal year. Harden single-handedly saved the Rockets season while Chris Paul was out for over a month. He put up one of the best scoring campaigns in NBA history. His 36 points per game is the 7th highest total in NBA history and the best since Michael Jordan did it in 1986 and 87. Harden has pushed Houston to the number 4 seed in the West despite a rash of injuries across the roster and a complete lack of roster depth. Add on 6.5 rebounds and 7 assists from 43% shooting from the field and 36% from 3, and you've got yourself a strong case for an MVP.
This sensation. He's one of the great offensive players we have ever seen in the history of this game. His ball handling skills, his J, his ability to draw contact, his mastery in terms of drawing fouls, getting to the free throw line more than anybody in the NBA. He's just a magician. He's something special. And when you consider the fact that there has been over 3 times at least he scored over 50, the number of times he scored over 40, the fact that he has dropped at least 30 on every single NBA team in this game.
Yeah.
Over 29 of the teams in the NBA. Mm-hmm. And he scored over 30 on all of them. There's no question in my mind. As far as I'm concerned, Max, MVP vote's over. James Harden could sit down right now and I'd give him the award.
Those are some bold words from Stephen A. Smith. Is there more to the story? Is he telling the truth? Well, let's find out. Giannis Antetokounmpo has displayed exponential growth to become one of the best all-around players in the NBA. It has been a joy to witness. Every night a few highlight dunks and some ferocious blocks are pretty much guaranteed. He's averaging 27.5 points, 12.5 rebounds, and 6 assists on 58% shooting. That's absolutely insane. These stats don't even mention his defensive capabilities, which are second to none. He's thrown down a league-leading 3.9 dunks per game while shooting a ridiculous 74% on a high volume of shots in the restricted area. He's among the favorites for Defensive Player of the Year and should be a first-team All-Defense selection. Something you can't say about James Harden. His 98.7 defensive rating is the best in the league, as are his 5.3 defensive win shares and 5.2 defensive box plus minus. Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak, can become just the second player in NBA history to put up over 27 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists per game over the course of a full season. The other was Oscar Robertson. She averaged a triple-double. Add in Antetokounmpo's steals, which is 1.3 per game, 1.5 blocks per game, and his counting numbers resemble those of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's 1975-76 MVP season, where he averaged 27.7 points, 16.9 rebounds, 5 assists, 1.5 steals, and 4.1 blocks a game. Anytime your name comes up in a conversation with Oscar Robertson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you know you're doing something right. Milwaukee didn't have high expectations at the beginning of the year. It was still an unknown as to what was going to happen with the team. They had just signed a new coach, Mike Budenholzer, who is leaps and bounds better than their old coach, Jason Kidd. You don't need to look any further than their record. As of recording this video, they're currently sitting first, not only in the East, but in the entire NBA. Whether he is bullying his way to the rim or swatting away opposing teams' efforts to make a layup, he has shown that he has the full package in his arsenal in every single way possible. He is a seasoned veteran who makes his teammates around him better. If Giannis wins the MVP this year, he will only be the 11th player in NBA history to win the MVP award before his 25th birthday. Who will be crowned the king? Will it be Giannis Antetokounmpo? Will it be James Harden? Will the NBA give Harden a back-to-back MVP? Will Giannis get his first MVP? How much of an emphasis will voters place on winning? How much of an emphasis will voters place on defense? Will James Harden stop dating Kardashians? Will Giannis start dating Kardashians? Find out next time on Survivor. My prediction for the 2019 NBA MVP will be, drumroll please, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Not because he's leaps and bounds better than Harden, but I think the fact that the Bucks made such a huge jump this year is huge. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comment section down below. That's it for today's video. Take it easy. Like, comment, and if you're new, subscribe to be notified when I release new NBA content. See ya!